This is William Vinson, and as I always remind you, please like and subscribe to my videos. I want to ask you, have you ever just sat back and thought about what the odds are of you being here to begin with? Do you realize how many things had to happen in just the right order just for you to exist? What if your mom and dad had had an argument the night they conceived you? Or worse yet, hadn't made the decisions they made to be in just the right place at the right time to meet each other? You wouldn't have been here anyway, and you wouldn't have had a chance to do anything. But here you are. So here we all are, a miracle of coincidences, a living, breathing person. And after all this, we have an opportunity to make something of ourselves. Look around you. Do you see the rest of the world? There's an assortment of people and groups of the same kind of people. Some bums. You can use that for an example because you see them begging for everything they get. And you wonder, why can they be so content with living that way? But look around. There are a lot of them. And if you ask one of them, they'd say, how you live like you do? To them, being a bum is a normal life. They don't see anything wrong with the way they live. But there are tall people and short people, fat people, skinny people, and black and white people, and every color in between. Just about anyway. Everyone has their likes and their dislikes, but it seems that no matter which one you talk to, there's always a group of people just like them. Well, I'm trying to talk to people like me. I met a group of them at a mastermind lately, and they're all ages and colors and sizes, but we all had something in common. We're all tired of the way our lives are going, and we're ready to take action to do something different, to change it. Are you one of my group of people? Have you gotten fed up with the way your life is going? Has the government beaten you down? Or maybe you have a different reason for needing to change your life. Maybe a death of a loved one, and now all of a sudden you've got to support, and you never had to worry about that before. What about a divorce? Is that the reason you're looking for the way out? The way to change something better? What's your story? Everybody's got one, and believe me, that there are people just like you that have the same feelings about the same things as you do. Did you know you can make money doing that? Telling your story, I mean. There are people that can relate to what you say 100%, will hang on to every word, and even buy some of the same things you buy just because you buy them. We are all trained somehow, and it turns out there have been studies about this very thing. You're trained before you even are old enough to remember. Think about this. What's your relationship with money? Were you always told that you were too poor and couldn't afford things like the neighbors? Or told money is evil or something like that? Can you remember that? Maybe it wasn't exactly that way, but similar, right? Look back in those early years because you're probably doing the same thing to your children and aren't even aware of it. You know we pass things on like that. We pass it on to our children and don't even realize it. Trades and habits, for example. Have you ever eaten with chopsticks? You know there's a whole nation of people that do, and they've never used a fork. A lot of people teach their children to do the same thing they do for a career too. Look at Jesus, a son of a carpenter. So what was Jesus? A carpenter, right? For some, I guess that's okay. They are just as happy doing what mom and dad did and have no quarrels with it. What about you? Are you happy where you are? With your income? With being poor? With working 2 jobs? Some things you just can't do anything about, like if you're male or female. Well, maybe you can, in that category, maybe you can do something about it, but you know what I'm talking about. So here we are looking for something that's going to be what we want to do. Tired of working 2 jobs to just barely make ends meet and driving a rust bucket that may fall apart and leave you stranded in the middle of nowhere. Know what I mean? Yeah, I've been there too. Been living in nothing. But now you can do something about it. Do you know that? You don't have to go to college and have a college education. How about that? I bet no one ever told you that, did they? Everyone's always says that that's the way to riches, didn't they? Do you know after college now that graduates spend the next 20 years paying off school loans? That's the only thing you can't write off in a bankruptcy. So here you are, no experience, no job, and $120,000 in debt, or more depending on what field you went into. And to make matters worse, your chosen field isn't even hiring. So you have to work at McDonald's making minimum wage, or only working 20 hours a week, or having to work 2 jobs, however you have to do it, but you got to pay the loan too. Talk about stress. I look back and I'm glad I didn't have to face that bleak future. But here we are, all the same, without enough money to get from week to week. We are only exempt from the debt of the educated ones. So if I told you there was a way you didn't have to worry about the future like that for only a little percent of what it costs to go to college, you can learn a new skill and make money while you learn, would that interest you? Good. Then you need to listen. If you don't mind hard work and you have a decent amount of patience, you can learn to do internet marketing. In less time and way less money than college, you can learn the skill sets necessary to market on the internet and work for local businesses where you live or travel the world. Doesn't matter, you can get it anywhere. Anywhere there's an internet connection and you got your computer, you can earn money. Don't let those gurus that tell you this is easy and you'll be rich in a week fool you. It's work, and there's times when you feel like giving up. And to be honest with you, most people do. They are the ones, if they'd have just stuck with it a little while longer, would have hit pay dirt. So here's the deal. If you think you have what it takes and you have enough drive to stick with it, click the link below. It's going to take you to an offer that will change your life. And for now, it's just what you need. You can experiment with it and see what you think. See if you like it or not. Learn to be a marketer. And who knows, you may be the next success story. There are people that in a couple of years have made it to a 6-figure income and started from the same place you are. Listening to someone just like me encouraged them to do just what they should have been doing all along. Only you can decide. Click the link. Go ahead. See. I hope we can work hand in hand, because I'll be there with you to help you, encourage you, and to push you. And sometimes that's what you need to do, just to make sure that you get pushed. I'm going to make you do something you know you can already do. I'm going to hope this puts an idea in your mind. So click the link. As always, please like and subscribe to my videos and help me get that 100 subscriptions that I need to get a personal link. Thanks for your support.